Today, we are talking about 4 things you should never do to your partner or in any relationship you care about, as they are a major cause of the loss of safety and trust in relationships. We will also talk about what to do to rebuild your relationships if there is damage due to these behaviors. So you are having a discussion with your partner and you don't seem to be able to make your point heard due to interruptions, and in frustration you say, "Oh, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about anyway," or you're going over your finances and things are not looking too good. In irritation and perhaps a little fear, you say, "We never have any money because you overspend. You can't even manage a budget." What kind of behavior would you guess what you said expressed? If you guessed criticism, you are right. Never criticize your partner, as it reduces goodwill in a relationship. Now, especially if what you've brought up is a sore subject for your partner, they are most likely not going to feel only criticized but upset or angry. This is because criticism is attacking their character, who they are, or blaming them for something. What are the options for your partner in such a situation? Their 3 options are to ignore the statement, leave so that things don't escalate, or respond in kind and potentially worsen the situation. This is because criticism does not support or motivate your partner to be the best version of themselves. Sometimes we don't see what we are doing when we criticize. I often hear defensive justifications such as, "I was just telling the truth, stating the facts. Do you want me to lie?" To which I respond, "Well, do you want to fight your partner, or do you want to be happy together? If happy together, then don't use fighting words unless you want to fight." You always have a choice in how you act, so you have to motivate yourself in the direction you want to take. To do this, let's look at the criticism, "Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about anyway," when you don't seem to be able to make your point heard due to interruptions. What you can do is to express in a calm tone your views or feelings about the situation. So you can say something like, "Honey, when I see that you're not hearing me, I feel ignored, hurt, and I imagine that you don't care much about me at all." Then be honest and tell them what you would like from them so that there's no guesswork. You can say something like, "What I would like from you is to listen to me without interruption." At this point, it is about getting heard. Don't just expect that they will do it as you've asked though, as there's a difference between expecting them to do it and they agreeing that they will do it. So you really want to get their agreement on how to solve the problem. Be specific on what you want here. So you could say something like, "If we could agree to attentively listen to each other and not interrupt with concluding remarks before the other person is finished talking, that would be really helpful. Can we agree on that?" So you see, you've been specific on your need. You then discuss and come to an agreement that will satisfy both of you and resolve the issue going forward. Now, this is a new habit, so your partner may need some loving reminders along the way. It's important to stay patient as this new habit is being built. Praise your partner whenever they listen for, say, 75% of the time without interruption, and reward them the better they get. Continue with the encouraging praises and rewards, and pretty soon you will notice that other areas of your relationship start to improve as well. This is because you'll be strengthening the trust and safety in the relationship. This is how you build great relationships for years to come. You know, we humans love praise and rewards, so use them to your advantage. Be patient and stay away from statements like, "I knew you couldn't do it," Or you just can't help yourself, can you? When progress is slow or if they relapse to the old behavior. Do not focus on or react to the negatives. Stay focused on the positive efforts and the happy relationship that you want. Remember, you catch more bees with honey. This process, known as the change model, is all about how you feel and think. You are not telling your partner how they should feel or think, as this will be trying to control them, which I'm pretty sure they will not like. A lot of us are not used to feeling or being vulnerable. But if this is a relationship you really care about, then it's the best place for you to really be yourself so that you can build the kind of trust and safety that makes relationships wonderful. The second behavior you should never do is being defensive. When you are being defensive, you are hindering honest and open interaction with your partner, which blocks effective communication, which is essential for any healthy relationship. We normally defend when we feel attacked or threatened in some way, or when we are confronted with something we did or said, when we feel we are being unfairly blamed, unfairly treated, ignored, or sidelined. When a partner says something to you or about you due to the negative feelings of annoyance or shame or guilt. For example, that you may be feeling about the situation, you may immediately go to the defensive. But when you're being defensive, you are building a wall that divides instead of creating connection between you and your partner. Once again, you have an option of how to act depending on if you want to be happy together or build walls using blame games. If you want to be happy together, then the solution is to use the change model. If you are defensive because your partner said, you never want to spend any money on the work the house needs badly, and you feel defensive because you think that all your partner does is to blame you for things that go wrong with the house, use the 5-step model to express your point of view using I statements. So step 1 is to state the situation accurately. Use the exact words that your partner used. So in this example, you would say, when I hear you say, you never want to spend money on the work the house needs badly, then step 2 will be to tell them how you feel about that statement. I feel very upset and hurt because I think I'm being treated unfairly and blamed when things go wrong with the house. So you express yourself that I am hurt, I'm upset, but you don't go saying things like, you are such a jerk, or I do everything around here and you don't appreciate it. When you express yourself this way, this makes them deaf to you. They stop listening if you criticize or defend. Step 3 then is to state what you imagine based on how you feel. So you could say something like, I imagine we are no longer a team working together with our resources to ensure we have a beautiful and well-maintained home. And in step 4, you state what you would like. What I would like from you is to express how you feel without trying to make me feel bad, like a miser or cheap or even uncooperative. So you don't say something like, you never ever say anything good about me, or you just don't care about me. You simply state your need. It does not mean they are going to do it, but at this point, it's all about being heard. That is what counts. The final step then is to agree on a specific way forward. So you could say something like, if we can agree not to purposefully make each other feel bad and not to be passive aggressive with each other, that would be helpful. Can we agree to that? So you share an idea that you have on how to solve the problem. Be specific on what you want. Don't say something like, can we just get along? Because that doesn't give your partner enough direction. You know better than your partner what you need, so tell them specifically. The third behavior you should never do is be demanding. To be demanding is simply to make demands, to want things your way. It can be constant nagging, having a sense of entitlement, and not being considerate of your partner's needs. In extreme cases, it can show up as wanting to control the other, who their friends are, what family members they can associate with, places they can go or not go, how they should dress or not dress. Such partners can be difficult to be in a relationship with because they demand a lot of time, attention, and their need for control can lead to an imbalance in the relationship. As with the first two behaviors, to bring about a positive change in the relationship, use the model. Use the 5-step model to express your perception of the situation using I statements. So again, step 1 is to state the situation accurately. Use their exact words. Step 2 is to tell your partner how you feel. Step 3 is to state what you imagine. And step 4 is to state what you would like. And step 5 is to agree on a specific way forward. The fourth and final thing you should not do is to express uncontrollable anger. Trying to communicate when you have uncontrollable anger is never a good thing. Because if the anger is not managed, it can lead to fighting and violence. If your communication, or should I say your miscommunication, has led here, it is best for the controlled person to leave the room. But please don't just sneak out of the room. Before leaving the room, assure your partner of your love for them. Tell them why you're leaving the room and what you hope will happen. You can say something like, "Honey, I care about you so much, and I see you are angry and hurting. I see we have a problem that I want us to address, but I can't talk to you in this state. I want us to solve the problem once we are both able to speak calmly and hear each other." Remember that any good relationship is a partnership. So if one member has a problem, you both have a problem. Blaming, shaming, or telling your partner they shouldn't feel a certain way doesn't help. When there's a problem, it doesn't matter if your partner is wrong or right. You have to be willing to listen and hear your partner's point of view. This way, you sustain trust and safety in the long term. When you defend, demand, criticize, or get uncontrollably angry, you don't listen. And good communication begins with listening. When the other person does not feel heard, you don't move forward. So use a 5-step change model to turn things around, knowing the kind of relationship that you really want to build. And don't forget to keep up the encouraging praises and rewards, so that soon you see other areas of your relationship blossoming as well. This is how you enjoy safety and trust in a relationship for years to come. Stay focused on the healthy and happy relationship you want, champion. Please give this video a like and share it to boost it on the YouTube algorithm so that more people can benefit from it. Thanks to also subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified every time I release a new video.